Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's Keshwani, Keshwani. We are here because we want to prepare for SAT. We have been solving SAT math problems out of this book here, the SAT Official Study Guide 2020. If you do not own this book already, purchase one immediately. You're going to need it. Today we are on page number 1237. Please turn to it. Always make sure the book is in front of you. Page 1237, problem number 1. This section has 30 multiple choice questions, and we all know what that means. That means the first 10 questions are going to be easy, the middle 10 are medium, and the last 10 are difficult. Today we'll do the first 10 the easy questions. They should go fairly quickly. Number 1. Page 1237. Number 1. It says, when is the function increasing and then decreasing? When is the function increasing and then decreasing? And here is the function that is given to us. It looks something like this. It's increasing, then it's flat, then it goes down. So that's not it. Here we have another segment which increases, goes down, goes up again, and then it's flat. There you go. That's the reason. It's increasing first, and then it decreases. So we just have to look at this time frame. These are the minutes, and it looks like it increases, and then it decreases between the period of 40 minutes and 60 minutes. And that's your answer. Number 2. Question number 2. I guess I wasn't prepared, so I have to take care of it right now. Question number 2. In number 2, we are told that y is equal to k times x. K is a constant. We are also told that when y is equal to 24, x happens to be 6. When y is equal to 24, x happens to be 6. Obviously, we can use these two bits of information and figure out the value of k. Let's do that. When y is 24, y is equal to k times x, x is equal to 6. There you go. Very straightforward. K must be 4. K must be 4. Now the question is, how much is y? How much is y when x is equal to 5? Y we know is equal to k times x. Y we know is equal to k times x. We just found out k to be 4. Let's put that in here. So y is equal to 4 times x, which is 5. Therefore y must be 20. Very simple, very straightforward, because it's the easy questions. Number 3. But that does not mean that we become cocky, we become arrogant, and we end up making mistakes on the easy questions, because the last thing we want to do is mess up the easy ones. Because we know we are going to get some wrongs in the hard ones. You mustn't get any of the easy ones wrong. Number 3. Number 3, we are told that the angle 1 is equal to 35. The question simply is, how much is angle 2? We are given 2 parallel lines here, and then 2 more parallel lines. We are told that this is angle 1, and we are told that this happens to be 35 degrees. If this angle is 35, then we know that this angle must be 35. If that angle is 35, then this angle is what we're looking for. This is what they're calling angle 2. This angle 2 must be 180 minus 35. And that's your angle 2. 180 minus 40 would have been exactly 140. We're not subtracting 40, we're subtracting 35. So instead of 140, it's going to be 145. Number 3. Number 4. In question number 4, we are told that 16 plus 4x, 16 plus 4x we are told is 10 more than 24. Question simply is, how much is 8x? Keep that in mind. They're not looking for the value of x. They're asking us how much is 8 times x. Because I guarantee you that the value of x, whatever that is also going to be one of the answer choices. And that's for those people who are being careless, people who don't pay attention to what is being asked, what is being told. We're being asked here what is 8 times x. Let's find out, shall we? So the easiest, the simplest thing is here, in a situation like this, is to simply ignore this part for the time being. Just ignore it. And if you ignore that, what we find is that 16 plus 4x, we are told, is, which means equal, 24. But 16 plus 4x does not equal 24. This quantity that we see on the left hand side, we are told that this quantity on the left hand side is actually 10 more than that. If it is 10 more, this quantity is 10 more than 24, we need to add 24 to it. We need to add a 10 to it. I think I might have made a mistake here, I might have miswritten it. It's not 24, it's 14. It's 14. I miswrote it. So now we can begin our story. So 16x plus 4, 16 plus 4x equals 14 plus 10, which is 24. Subtract 16 from both sides, we get 8. There you go. So 4x equals 8. We're not interested in 4x, we want to find out 8x. Multiply both sides by 2 and we're done. 8x must be 16. 8x must be 16. Number 5. Number 5, we are told that there is a negative association between D and T. Between D and T, and we are told, we are shown a graph here where we have variable D here, variable T here, and the association, we are told, is negative. Our job is to locate one graph out of the 4 that shows that depicts a negative relationship between D and T. Well, if they're negative related, then what we're looking for is a line that is negatively sloped. Obviously, a line that is negatively sloped, we just have to find a pattern where this line would fit, and that pattern would look something like this, all bunch of dots going like this. That's what we're looking for, and that happens to be the last one. That happens to be answer choice D. In answer choice A, there seems to be no pattern at all. Same thing with answer choice B, they are all over the place. Answer choice C actually shows a positive association. It's positively sloped. We're looking for a relationship that is negatively associated. We're looking for a negatively sloped line, that's D. Number 6. Number 6, we are told that 1 decagram is equal to 10 gram. Of course, 1 decagram is 10 gram because that's where the prefix deca comes from. That's where the word decade comes from. Decade meaning 10 years. Decimal has a root of 10. Deci, deca, it means 10. Decimeter, and so forth. 1 decagram is 10 grams. The question is, and we are also told, rather, that 1000 milligram happens to be 1 gram. The question is, if we had 2 decagram, how many milligram do we have? If we have 2 decagram, how many milligram do we have? Keep in mind that 1 gram we know is made up of 1000 milligram. So let's begin our story. We're looking for 2 decagram. Here we have 1 decagram, we are told is equal to 10 gram. Therefore 2 decagram must be 20 gram. So that part is done. 2 decagram must be 20 gram. And each gram we know is made up of 1000 milligram. Each gram is made up of 1000 milligrams. So we have 20 grams, and we want to find out how many milligram it is, and we know that 1 gram is made up of 10,000 milligram. There we go, we get rid of the gram, and what we're left is 20 times 10. It looks like 2 decagram is made up of 20,000 milligram. Number 7. In number 7 we are told that the total number of units is 27,500. We're looking for an appropriate label for the vertical axis. So let's see what is given to us. The graph looks something like this. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. The very first one is 9, somewhere here, right here is 9. Then we have 6, that's somewhere here. Then we have 5, that's somewhere here. Then we have 4, that will be here somewhere. Then we have 3.5. This is 3, this is 3.5. Somewhere here. Let's see what they add up to. And that will help us determine the appropriate label for the vertical axis. What should we label the vertical axis as? Let's find out, shall we? So we have 6 plus 4, that's 10. 10 plus 10 would have been 20. It's not 20, it's 9, so it's 19. 19 plus 5 is 24, 24 plus 3 is 27, 27 and a half. It looks like the total is 27 and a half, but we know the total units are 27,500, which means each of these 27 and a half that are shown here has to be multiplied by 1,000. Has to be multiplied by 1,000. In other words, what we're showing on the y-axis, therefore the units has to be multiplied by 1,000, which means what we are showing on the y-axis, are units in thousands. The answer is C. Number of installation in thousands. Not in tens of thousands, not in hundreds, or not in 10, but in thousands, because 27.5 times 1,000 will give us the total number of units that we have. That was number 7. Let's look at number 8. In number 8, we are given an equation. We are told that the absolute value of n minus 1 plus 1 equals 0. And the question is, for what value of n would this equation hold? In other words, what's the solution to this equation? Let's find out, shall we? Let's subtract 1 from both sides, and when we do that, we get absolute value of 1 equals negative 1. Well, the absolute value means that the quantity has to be positive. Absolute value of no quantity can be negative. That's the whole point. Absolute value means it measures the distance from 0 going to the right. It's a measurement of distance. Right or left is just distance. And has to be absolute value. It has to be positive. This is not possible. Absolute value cannot be a negative number. There exists no solution. This equation that is given to us represents no solution. The answer is D. There is no such value of n which will satisfy this equation. Number 9. The penultimate problem. Second to the last problem, because we're only going to do 10 today. Oh, 9 and 10 are related. Both 9 and 10 are based on the same equation. The equation looks something like this. We are told that 1052 plus 1.08t, and we are simply asked to solve for t. Well, that's quite straightforward. If we want to solve for t, we need to get this t by itself. So let's keep this 1.08t on this side, and let's subtract 1052 from both sides. If we subtract 1052 from both sides, what we'll end up here is a minus 1052 equals 1.08t. But we're not interested in how much is 1.08t equals to. We want to find out t by itself. Let's divide both sides by 1.08. As we divide both sides by 1.08, this is going to drop out. We are left by t by itself, which was the whole bloody point. And we have it. T must equal this quantity right here. A minus 1052 over 1.08. Let's look at number 10. Number 10 says, at what temperature what temperature, which is represented by letter T here, this letter T, does the speed, which is represented by letter A here, which is measured in feet per second, equals approximately 1000 feet per second. The letter A represents here the speed measured in feet per second. Question here is, at what temperature would this speed be approximately 1000 feet per second? Okay, they're asking for approximate, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to look for an approximate answer. We could sit there with the calculator and figure out the exact answer, but nobody's asking for us. What does penultimate mean? Penultimate means exactly what I said a little while ago. It just means second to the last. It's just a very fancy way of saying second to the last. We have come across this word many times because I use it all the time. It just means second to the last, a word that we learn in our vocabulary lessons on day number 11. Work on your vocabulary is very important. It is vital. It is essential. It is crucial that you work on your vocabulary if you have any hope at all of getting a decent score in the verbal part. We are here for the math part, but you mustn't forget the other half of the exam. And that is something that you can do on your own. One does not need anybody's help to work on the vocabulary. Watch the videos on my channel. There are 100 videos. Type in SAT vocabulary words, day 11. The video will pop up. Learn this word and learn other words. Work on your vocabulary, as I said. So here's the equation. Enough of the talk. We are told that A is equal to 1052 plus 1.08 t, and we are told that the speed is approximately 1000. So let's substitute here. A equals approximately 1000. 1052 plus 1.08 t. Let's subtract 1052 from both sides, and when we subtract 1052 from both sides, we'll end up with negative 52 equals 1.08 t. Divide both sides by 1.08 and we'll find that t is equal to negative 52 over 1.08. We don't have to worry about negative because when we finish we can insert the negative sign at the end. Let's pick up our story from here. It looks like t is equal to negative 52 over 1.08, and of course at this point you can just pick up the calculator and figure it out. I don't have a calculator with me, so I'm going to do it by hand. First thing what I'm going to do is get rid of this decimal because I hate decimals. I hate dealing with decimals. I abhor them. I detest them. So let's multiply top and bottom by 100 so we can get rid of this bloody decimal. And we end up with negative 52 times 100 over 108. And since I'm doing it by hand, I have to slow down and figure out what sort of strategies we can do. We can do several things. We can work on these two, we can work on these two. Let's leave this 100 alone. It's a nice round number. Let's leave it alone. We'll deal with it later. Let's divide top and bottom by 4. We know 100 is divisible by 4, therefore 108 must also be divisible by 4. And 52 is divisible by 4 because 52 is simply 40 plus 12. 40 is divisible by 4 and so is 12. Let's divide top and bottom by 4. How many 4s does 1 have? 1 has no 4. What happens to that 1? That 1 goes and joins to 0, becomes a 10. And 10 has 2 4s. 2 4s are 8. After we take away 8 from the 10, we have a remainder of 2. What happens to that 2? That 2 goes and joins the 8 and becomes a 28. And 28 has 7 4s. Which makes perfect sense because as we just said, 100 is made up of 25 4s, and then we have 8 is made up of 2 4s. 27. Since we divided the bottom by 4, we must divide the top by 4. 5 has 1 4. After we take away 4 from the 5, we have a remainder of 1. What happens to that 1? That 1 goes and joins the 12 and joins the 2 and becomes a 12. And 12 has 3 4s. So that's the 27. What are we going to do next? This is where the approximation comes in. And this is also approximate because this speed is approximate. The original speed that we did there. So this is where the approximation comes in. This 100 and this is 27. 27 I know is a multiple of 9. 27 is a multiple of 9. 9 3s are 27. If we can make this into 99, I'm going to pretend that this 100, we're just going to pretend that this 100 is 99. Just to make our life easier. Just divide top and bottom by 9, so this becomes 3, and this becomes 11. This becomes 11. And now we have 13. I don't want to make it too crowded. Let's do it here. 13 times 11 over 3. 13 times 11 over 3. Stay with me in the story, okay? Let's divide one more time by 3. 12 has 4 3s. 4 3s are 12. After we take away 12 from 13, we have a remainder of 1. So that 1 must also be divided by 3. In other words, 13 divided by 3 is 4 and 1/3 times 11. And that's our answer. Let's find out what that is. 4 and 1/3 times 11 over here. And we are done. 4 and 1/3 times 11. 4 times 11 is 44, and 1/3 times 11 is going to be 11/3. 11/3 can be written as 11/3 can be written as 9/3 and 2/3. I don't know why I'm explaining so much. 11/3 can be written as 9/3 and 2/3, obviously. And that's 3. In other words, this is simply 44 plus 3 plus 2/3, which is 47 and 2/3. 47 and 2/3 is approximately 48 degrees. If you look at the answer choices, if we end up with 47 and 2/3, then the only answer choice that comes closest to it is 48. Because the other choices are 46, obviously it cannot be 46, because we're looking for something that is 47 and 2/3, and obviously it's not 49 or 50. The answer is 48 degrees. That's the end of the show. We'll meet again tomorrow. We'll pick up from number 11. In the meantime, if you wish to get hold of me, if you wish to work with me, if you want to hire my services to help you prepare for the math portion, I can also help you with the grammar portion, which is the writing part of the SAT, and I can most certainly help you with the vocabulary part. If you wish to get hold of me, send me an email. Go to my website at kashwaniprep.com, send me an email from there. There's a form over there if you want to fill out the form, and we'll talk some more. Alright? Bye now.